Like, corporations will never show you, like, look, I know there's bad men out there, but there's also wonderful, good men out there. And a corporation will never, ever, if you have a good man, will never approach the kind of goodness, I guess you could say, that you might receive from a man. Corporations care about their bottom line. They care about money. The moment that you know, whatever the circumstances change, corporation will get rid of you. That's not always the case when you're married to somebody. It could happen when you're married.
Not always, but it's not always the case.
Yes, but you've traded this idea that I don't need no man. Congrats, you've traded it. You're dependent on some fucking megacorp. You're dependent on a corporation. Great trade. And then the difference is most husbands are just glad you cook a little food for them, you're pleasant, you have sex, whatever, boom. Keep your man happy. Most men really don't ask for that much. Instead, your job, your corporation is going to literally boss you around, say, and a lot of men, honestly, they're kind of simpy. A lot of men don't know how to put their foot down in a relationship. Most men are honestly, there's a lot of nice guys out there. They're not going to boss you around the same way a corporation is going to boss you around. You've traded the husband for the corporation. You're married to your career. You're married to your boss. Well, not literally your boss. Married to the corporation, and your corporation's going to say, show up here 9 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. You're going to stay here in this office, and you're going to do this work. You've traded it.
But
You've traded it.
That's a choice.
Sure, it's a choice.
It's a choice.
Can I speak to this? Because I'm the only person here I think that's actually done both. I made my own money. I made a ton of money on my own. And I chose to stop working, and then I let a man take care of. I chose to be submissive to a man. I will say, it is much better to be taken care of than to have to take care of yourself. Although my marriage wasn't perfect, just the stability of knowing that he's got it and I'm safe and I can become feminine and not have to be in my masculine and always fend for myself. That is much preferred to having to figure out how to reach that nut every month, take care of those bills. Again, you just have to choose the right person to support you, because it is a miserable experience if you choose the wrong one.
Yeah.
Having to ask for money, if you've never had to do that before, is not fun.
Yeah.
But it is much better in life to have someone that you know who's got your back, who is there to protect you, who absolutely, by far.
I think the women's movement honestly kind of screwed us, because now we get the choice to go to work, but in some sense, like, we have to make our living. But then when you have children, now I work 40 hours a week, I go to school, I have somebody that has to watch my kid all the time. And while I do get to raise him, I'm not always there for the most important moments of his life. So we're just sending them off to other people to be raised. When I want to just stay at home. Like, I would love to be a stay-at-home mom and watch my kid grow.
And you're working to pay for childcare.
Yeah.
Also, that's a good point. Also, I think women should definitely have the choice, right? I think they should have the choice. I would love to see, honestly, I'd love to see women more in in STEM fields where we can, I use this term in the best way possible, exploit the intelligence and labor of women so that they can be studying, can we throw both men and women at cancer research, at studying illnesses? You know what? Cancer affects everybody. Let's throw all our manpower, and that would include women, let's throw as much of our collective brain power towards solving some of these serious issues. I would love women to get into that. But I think one thing when you talk about choice, when you double the labor pool, you have taken choice away from a different subset of women. What about the women who previously they wanted to be stay-at-home wives, but now due to the economic and financial reality where you really can't, unless the guy's a really high earner, you can't really have kids, have a house on one income. It's really hard.
Yeah.
And part of that, again, women should have the choice, but there was so much propaganda that pushed women to like career boss babe. I think there should be also propaganda saying, hey, also, it's also really good and totally fine, and you're not less of a woman because you want to just have a family and be a stay-at-home mom. There should be propaganda in that direction too. But the feminists have taken the choice away from the women who would love to just be a stay-at-home mom. And you know what? Leave the work to the men. I want to raise kids. I want to be a good wife. I want to take care of the household. Let my man work. He can be the breadwinner. That's taken away from the majority of women now. So you've granted women one choice, but taken away another.
Are you saying that women are the cause of the economic downfall, like the recession? I guess. Like,
well, so
you know.
So I mean, when you would agree that there are cause and effect, right?
Yeah.
Like certain actions, even if they're overall good, like for example, you drive your car, right? Do you have a car?
Not right
okay.
now. I used to, but
okay. People drive cars all the time, but we realize that this does create like pollution, right?
Yeah.
It's a trade-off, right? Mm-hmm. In this case, there's definitely going to be an economic impact. I'm not saying we shouldn't have, I'm not saying we shouldn't have given women more choice. But one of the cause and effect scenarios, one of the consequences of doing this, if you double the labor pool, effectively. There are women who are working, but basically you double it up. You make it like the social status quo, the cultural zeitgeist that it's like, oh yeah, boss babe it up, wait till you're 30 to have kids. Yeah, that's going to have an impact economically. If you double the labor pool, that drives wages down. Like if we just had an influx, like if I don't know how else to explain it, but yeah, that's going to make it so that wages get driven down. That puts more power into the hands of corporations. Corporations love feminism. They love it. Love it. They can pay their employees less because there's more competition.
That's not feminism, though. Like, you shouldn't.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Equal pay is feminism.
No, feminism is the sort of generalized push. Again, I'm not saying that it's wrong for women to have labor force participation, but it is this propaganda push. No, don't have children. Don't get married. Don't read. Guys, focus. Ignore that. Don't get married. There's literally feminist propaganda. Pursue career over marriage, over family, over children. Family bad, children bad. Wait until you're 30. Wait until you're 35. Freeze your eggs. No.
I think it's choice still, and that's what matters.
Okay, but it is the case that, yeah, you double the labor pool of people, that's going to have an economic impact. Whether you think it's like worth, like at what cost, like if it's worth it to you, that's fine. But it is quite a direct result.
Do you think some men are less capable of working than women?
Yeah, like sure. Yeah, there's men who are lazy. There's women who are like insanely motivated and hard workers. Yeah.
And everyone has a different IQ, so technically, like.
What do you mean?
Well, like, some people are just smarter than others, and can be more productive in society than others, and it doesn't matter the gender. That's just kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I think. On a balance of probabilities, I think men are typically more motivated to make money than women are, though. And that might manifest itself. Well, I mean, my argument against the wage gap, first off, there isn't a wage gap. If you account for all these variables, men work longer hours, men work more overtime, men get more hazard pay, men are more likely to relocate, men are more likely to be in a geography that fucking sucks, men are more likely to work dangerous jobs, men are more likely to be injured on the job, men are more likely to I'm trying to think what else. Did I say die on the job? Injuries, deaths. Men go into fields that happen to pay more. All kinds of variables. If you control for all these variables, the wage gap shrinks. However, I would argue that women's expectation that men pay for first dates and men be providers, that actually is I would argue that the wage gap could be explained away by women's own dating preferences. If it is the case as a guy that, and look, I agree, some women are fine going 50-50, some women, they don't mind. I would say majority of women, so that'd be at least 51% or more, majority strong preference that the guy pay for first dates, the guy maybe pay for subsequent dates. I don't know if it's a majority where it's a deal breaker. Like if the guy's like, let's go 50-50. I don't know if it's a majority, it's a deal breaker. Let's say it's a 30% deal breaker. 30% of women, if the guy doesn't pay for the first date, and we've had these women on the show, that's it. If he doesn't pay for the first date, it's over. Won't date him again. Deal breaker. This puts a massive pressure on men that never exists towards women. Like women, maybe you go 50-50. Women will almost never pay for everything on the first date. Almost never.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah.
Right. Like, yeah, maybe sometimes women go 50-50, don't pay for the first date. So if it's the case that the barrier to men getting romantic attention, sexual access, girlfriend, wife is I have to have financially, I need to be in a good spot as a man. I need to pay for dates. And women put this burden and pressure on men that never gets reciprocated. Like most men are not like, well, if she doesn't pay for the date, it's a deal breaker. No more dates after that. Men don't say that shit. That's never. I've never. Oh my God.
I've honestly never heard that.
She won't pay for the whole date. Deal breaker. No, never heard a guy say that shit. And you guys would probably laugh if a guy said that shit. You'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That's like
that creates, because of women's own traditional gender role expectation, that would just explain away the gender pay gap.